the water that drained from this tile line drained into my farm pond, which I thought initially was a good deal. But if the crop that was up here happened to be corn and there was a heavy nitrogen fertilization of it, then my pond would turn green. So first thing I did was restored this wetland and broke the tile. And I feel probably the best about this of anything that we've done. Here's a wetland that was planned to be drained because the county owned it, because it had no significant value as a wetland. It wouldn't grow good corn and you couldn't build a house on it. But look what's here. Look at the geese on this wetland. Look at that big motel on the other side of the wetland overlooking the wetland. Look at the bicycle trail along the wetland. This is what they couldn't see.
In the spring, during the snow melt, we always kind of give a daily monitoring down here because the water coming up that melts off of our grassland, and our farm is all in perennials, in grassland and in woody species. So what comes through this culvert is what's melted off of the surface, and that is a kind of pleasant light herb tea color, but transparent. And as soon as it gets here, it mixes with the chocolate milk colored stuff that's coming through here. And something I learned from Del Wurspan in the springtime, I just took 2 mason jars, and from where we were at the source of the stream here, I took one from the drainage outlet and one from runoff over the top of the grassland. And we know that we're holding more water in our landscape, but we still get runoff, of course, from the snowmelt. So I just put them on the windowsill, and after the sediment had settled out, there was also a proliferation of algae in the one that had more sediment, because phosphorus hangs on to soil particles, and so we were able to witness there on the windowsill the propensity for growth coming from that water source, and the other one stayed fairly stable and just continued to look kind of like light herb tea.
But the Devil's Drop-Off didn't always used to be here. At one time, the farm fields on all 3 sides were cleared come fall, and so there was plenty of runoff. And when we were growing up, this was just a shallow little brook coming from on top. But as the land was cleared and the kind of farming that's going on now occurred, the huge gorges began to develop. One coming from the north, one coming from the southeast. But imagine, there was a little country road on the other side. It no longer ceases to exist. And the land continues to cave in. But in the last few years, there's grassland on all but 120 acres. And so the amount of runoff, even in a week like we've had this past couple of weeks, with 10-12 inches of rain, the runoff has just dropped away.
Very little.
So our dream is that this will eventually pretty much heal itself.
But you don't have to take it all. You don't have to take everything. You got to put something back. And just because you're not getting something that you can eat or wear, there's a tranquility here. The spiritual rebirth that I get every time I go on the river. I don't know how you put a price tag